Hey everyone, and welcome back to Schmindel Unlimited, the podcast for reviews, rants, and ramblings about books from our favorite way to get books, the Kindle Unlimited universe. I'm one of your hosts, Amity.
And I'm Lauren.
And I'm Steph, and this week we read Lovesick by Deidra Duncan, who actually lives close to where Lauren and I live.
She is in OBGYN in Cape Coral.
That's so fun.
Before we get into Lovesick, what have you guys been reading? How has your week's been? Reading anything interesting?
I've only had time to read for the podcast, so nothing else exciting, unfortunately.
What about you, Amity?
Lovesick took me a while, but I did start A Deal with the Devil.
Oh, I love her books.
Oh, you've read it? Nice. I just started it. I think I'm at 3% or something. So literally.
Have you read any of her other books?
I don't know. It was on a recommended for you, and it had a good cover and listed some good tropes. So I was like, let's try it out. So I don't know. Nothing seems familiar yet, but we'll see.
What about you, Steph?
So I haven't been reading because I've been binging Love Island, which is terrible. And I realize how old I am by watching it and how I'm a completely different generation than the 20-year-old.
I can't relate to any of that.
And I can't relate to anything. I think the moment hit me when I didn't understand why they kept going like this, making little crab things.
What does that mean?
But that's the new way to be yay! They make the little instead of applauding or something, they put their two fingers together and kind of, to me, it looks like crabs.
I hate it.
Is it reminiscent of, in Legally Blonde where they're snaps for whatever?
Yeah. So instead
of
it
silent snaps? Because I was in a sorority in college and I loved, if somebody said something and you agreed with it, you snapped and it was yes. And I really feel like we should have been doing that in meetings outside of the Greek world. It was such a great feature to be able to agree without interrupting somebody, and in the moment. So maybe it's that.
Yeah, so they do, it kind of looks like little crabs, so they're two fingers clap. And I was so confused. I was why do they keep doing this?
I love it.
Yeah, queen.
Students who are probably about a decade younger than me, and I speak fluently in movie quotes, and most of them they don't understand. So it's kind of sad.
So yeah, so I've been watching. It's kind of a way for me to not think. It's a great cleaning the house show. I put it on and then
it's mindless and
it's so mindless. But I'm so invested in it. So, but luckily that comes to an end July 13th. So I'll have a little bit of more free time and maybe
Steph, you have free time. This is
free time to read instead of even TJ, I had it on the other day and he's just doing work on in the back and he turned to me and he was Steph, I feel like I'm getting dumber. I'm not even watching the show.
Yeah.
I'm just yes, but I just need to know who ends up together.
It's completely fake.
Plus, I just want to go to Fiji now.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's fair.
There's a bit of drama in this book. Why don't we jump into it?
Yes. So Lovesick takes place in Texas. We have a male main character named Julian, who's an incoming OBGYN intern. And he actually went to the same school my brother went to.
I know. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
The same med
school. And I actually texted Max about it because I was Max, do people make fun of you because you're a DO? And he was not really.
You will the old school patients that be I only want to see an MD. And then I explained to them, I'm so we have 2 MDs in our group and 1 DO, and they all went through the same exact training.
Yeah.
You're getting the same thing. DOs actually have to do more testing in med school because they have all of their DO like specific stuff. So anyway.
Yeah. So I texted him and he was like, no, he was like, I'm at a smaller hospital, so they don't really care that I'm a DO. He said, but at like
The
bigger
big.
hospitals, they and then I asked him about pimping too, and he was like, yep, that definitely happens.
Oh yeah. I've done it to my students. I just try to do it in a nice way
No.
that they actually learn from.
This is not intimidating.
So Julian goes to the annual. I love this. So it's OBGYN, but with a BR in front of it because it's only the bros that get to go. Um, so only the male residents are there, and all of the other guys there are just so it's like frat house vibes,
Yeah.
misogynistic, and
They all were the exact reason why women's only OBGYN practices exist.
yes, exactly. And Julian grew up with three older sisters, so he's like, I'm not about this, but I also need to like work with these people for the next 4 years. But Julian then also has these thoughts like, I don't feel worthy about my spot. I'm a DO and I didn't have the best test scores, but somehow he still got a position. And then there's this rumor, and like the attendings are like even talking about this rumor
Crazy.
that one of the new female interns, they're just assuming it's Sapphire Rose because she's got a stripper name, got her spot by sleeping with someone from GME, who's like the graduate medical education people that oversee all like the residencies. And then we skip to Grace, aka Sapphire Rose.
Yes.
Mhm.
Goes by Grace because her name is Sapphire.
For obvious reasons.
And she has a lot of social anxiety. She's been through this trauma that like they don't talk about until like the end of the book.
Way later.
Um
She has an ex who called her an ice queen.
and so she just has so much social anxiety because of it. And so it's kind of like this dark cloud that like follows her wherever she goes.
So she's kind of like closed off and doesn't open up to people. So they think she's like standoffish.
Yeah.
But she goes and she's like trying to make an effort at the residency mixer. And she accidentally bumps into Julian. He spills a drink on her shoes. And then he finds out what her name is and just like walks away from
Yeah,
her.
and so mean.
Yeah.
Oh, mean. It was kind of the only mean thing he did.
Otherwise, they were just poking fun at each other the whole time. And then she's like outside crying because he walked away from her. And that's when she overhears the other residents talking about her and how there's the rumor that she slept with someone to get ahead. And when in reality, she hasn't slept with anyone in like 2 years.
Because of her ex-boyfriend kind of traumatized her and called her the Ice Queen. So she confronts them, and Julian goes to his car to try to go, and she like confronts him, and she leaves, and then Julian tries to go follow her to apologize. She calls him a jerk, and then
that's when she learns the attendings are the ones like spreading the rumor. I'm like, oh my God. That I mean, when like why didn't HR get involved? Just why?
It was crazy reading this because like from a person who works at a school and school elementary school in particular where there's a lot of female energy, and especially come February, March, April, when news for next year's coming around, like where's people going, where's what's happening with allocations and stuff like that. Like the rumor mill is just like crazy. It's crazy. I was like, is this other places too?
In my experience, although I like for years I would try to like sneak in the hospital, see all the patients, and then leave without anyone noticing me. But now I can't do that because they all know me. But like I don't know. I guess there are rumors. I just don't listen to them.
But I think there always are rumors, no matter where, and especially regarding, you know, everyone wants to feel like it could have been them if things would have been different. You know, I remember reading something recently about kind of like a comeback isn't the right word, but like a different way of phrasing something when there is a rumor about like a woman receiving a promotion or something because of sexual favors. And it was like, why is it that we're always grumpy at the woman for doing that and not asking what kind of man would withhold a promotion without sexual favors? And
Right.
it surprised me that no one, because there were a lot of efforts, I feel like, from a variety of people in this book to try to like quell and stop the rumors. Like, why did no one phrase it that way?
Yeah. No, it was just, and it was interesting to me, but like if you think about like OBG, like there's more well, from my experience, there's more female
Oh, yes.
OBGs.
That's one of the specialties.
Yeah. So like, why are they all attacking the females? I don't know. For like no woman empowerment there.
Yeah. But it didn't seem super female dominated in this particular hospital group.
No.
Yeah, you're right. So we jump to July 1st, which is notoriously the day residents start. So we have baby doctors on the wards.
And this just
That was something I didn't realize that like July 1st is the universal
July
start
1st.
date. And it was funny because I saw something. So we're recording this on the 4th of July, and I saw something last night that was like one thought that, if nothing else is keeping you from, trying to blast your hand off with fireworks, the people who will be putting it back together are on day 4 of their entire medical career. Like it just put together with me, like with this
The
book.
weird thing is residency here, they started like 2 weeks ago.
Well, my brother texted, he's like, I'm officially a third year resident.
Yeah, and it's his last year.
Last year.
Aw.
So yeah, I knew that because he texted, he's like, third year.
Is he chief?
No, he applied for it, but another person got it. But I guess he like starts applying for jobs like,
Oh yeah,
like in the next few months.
Yeah.
So,
which is insane.
which is crazy. I know. So he's really excited because
He'll make real monies.
he'll make, yep. So
He'll make real doctor monies,
real Dr. Molly.
not slave doctor monies.
Which that was another thing that's so crazy to me. Like while I was reading this book, I was like, man, residents get literally nothing, but they do like so much of the grunt work.
Same of
It
that from
depends on
Scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends on the residency program. And then they get none of the benefits of being a doctor and an employee of the hospital, because like at our hospital that I round at, they're not allowed in the doctor's lounge because it's too expensive. There's too many residents. We can't feed them for free. Luckily I'm still allowed in there, so
Yeah, it's so crazy. So, okay, back to the book.
moving on.
So, Julian's on L&D and Grace is on general surgery.
You know what L&D is?
I have no idea what is L&D.
Labor
and delivery. Oh. I knew ICU and ED.
I did use abbreviations in this. I will tell you when they come up.
So Grace comes to meet the chief resident,
who is Asher, who is
Oh,
one
yes.
of like a main, like a side character. He's one of my favorites. And like she just comes to like say hi and meet him, and Julian's there because he's there,
Of course.
and they're not friends.
Yeah, they're just like banter back and forth.
Like you can tell it's the fine line between hate and
It reminded me of like Hey Arnold.
oh my gosh, I loved that show.
I was like, whoa, this is some banter here.
But on day 1, Julian gets to perform a crash C-section and saves a mom and a baby.
Yeah, and he's like really skilled in
surgery. He's not so great with the medicine part and the memorizing and like what's the dose of this medicine and like what are the protocols. He's not so great with that, whereas Grace is. There was this really good quote by this point in the book, and my reaction was preach. That is what I hate about medicine: the elitism, the hierarchy, the animosity between specialties, the malignancy. Like, so I mean, we try so hard to do good in medicine, but there's always that kind of push back from other specialties on like what you want to do, and it was very refreshing to hear it from someone else.
I think it's also really hard in medicine because you guys have such like I feel like you'll talk or my mother will talk and I'm like I need a pyramid. Like I don't know who does what, you know?
Well, and it's always changing, and you don't realize how many people are involved, like in one patient's care during a hospitalization.
Yeah, it's insane.
You have all of the different types of therapists, the nurses, the doctors, the radiology tech that's doing their ultrasound. I mean, there probably
yeah.
dozens of people involved in one patient's care.
And it's crazy because also like you have between the different doctors, like who can do what.
Yes.
Too is such like that fine line.
Because like my specialty, like I can't go ordering certain things because that's not within my scope of practice. And it's so convoluted and confusing sometimes.
Yeah. So
anyway, moving on.
Here and there.
Lots of them right now.
So August we go to so Julian and Grace enemies, banter, the whole 9 yards. August, year 1, Grace is on labor and delivery.
Good job.
And her attending will not let her do anything.
Nothing.
She's like getting really frustrated. I feel like she's like when she's at this moment, I think of like she's like blonde and just like they just like won't let her do anything because they have this based off of her looks and the rumors and stuff like that.
Yeah. So they don't trust her even though they don't know her.
Yeah. And we do learn that Grace and Julian live in the same apartment complex.
And then we skip to November. Grace is having a hard
question.
time.
Sorry. Later in the book, we have the experience of like Grace and company being a part of the interviews for the next round of candidates.
Yeah.
Do they not remember Grace's interview? Did she do so bad that like this is believable?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they would have picked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they picked her, and it's good question.
Yeah. I don't know. And they're just so mean to her, I feel like.
They are.
I mean, well,
So
she's having a hard time because everyone's being hard on her because of the rumors.
because yeah. I also think like it had to do also with her looks. Like
she's beautiful.
Beautiful,
beautiful girl.
Big lips.
Being mean to her because of it.
Yeah, there's more banter between Grace and Julian. Grace, I love this part. She gives Julian's number to this internal med resident that will not leave Julian alone. He goes on a terrible date with her.
Yeah.
And then they have like their 5 OBs that are in their same intern year. They're really good friends, and they have like this group Friendsgiving, and then they have, what do they call it? Like therapy or group therapy.
Yes. I thought that was a great name.
And they love to go and get margaritas. So the rumors about Grace, they just keep spreading. Not that she sleeps with anyone. She doesn't sleep with anyone.
So then surgery chief resident, Daniel Holloway, was like, I heard she'll sleep with anyone. Why don't I ask her out? And she says no.
And this was the chief went on her surgery rotation that made her life absolutely miserable.
Yeah. And he calls her a bitch, and Julian sees the whole thing, and then the next day he has a black eye.
Weird.
Funny.
Weird.
He has a black eye and Julian has a sore hand.
Weird. And then we jump to the OBGYN holiday party at like the head of OBGYN residency, Dr. Chen's house, who is like a gem of a human.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. Julian like offers to drive Grace, and they get each other like Secret Santa gifts because they happen to get each other. And it kind of like little Joe, Grace got Julian a Slytherin cup.
Yeah, oh my, because they have this banter where where she keeps calling him like different like book enemies.
Yeah.
Like, and not just any book, like super nerdy, like fantasy books. And I loved every reference. Every single reference. So I loved it. And he knows all of them too. I'm like, they're perfect for each other.
So let's
So
pause a second and talk about the setup of the book in this like chapter a month time. I felt like was passing simultaneously really slow and really fast. What were you guys?
yes, yeah. It was it was interesting the way she organized the book.
I was wondering because I was like maybe 60% of the way through, and I'm like, I'm still on like year one.
Yes.
That's a 4 year
Yes.
residency.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had mixed feelings about it because I appreciated it, but I felt like the whole time I was just getting background knowledge to the eventual story.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting
Well, and this book, it took them forever to get together. I was like,
I
when?
It
think
was
it's
a
like,
real slow burn. I did not mind that.
Yeah. It was like the slowest of slow burns.
I did not mind that. I didn't think like because it was such a slow burn and it covered so much time, I didn't think it needed to be open door. Like
Yeah.
we've been doing a whole month a page and then one session also gets a page. Like, yeah, and it just felt like an inappropriate
yeah,
allocation
Yeah.
of word count. Anyways,
So we hit back February.
yes. Julian's on internal med service, which is not going so hot for him because again, he's a very good cutter and a surgeon. He's not so great at the medicine part. So they do a vent session, a group therapy, but everyone cancels except Julian and Grace, and like they're already at the restaurant.
And during this internal medicine, his is it attending keeps like asking him all these questions.
Oh yeah, he's
and
getting pimped nonstop.
He has to get, yeah, and he has to answer them all the time. So it's so funny because I always think Max would, or my brother would tell me these stories about him, and he would say like these doctors like or attendings, they go after them, like they go like you better know this, and they'll like,
Oh yeah,
and like you'll have residents like crying
uh-huh.
because of it.
Brutal.
It's brutal.
I'm sorry.
But
Laura's
my
having
brother also
flashbacks.
said like he was like,
What was that, Amity?
You're having flashbacks.
yeah, I know. Yeah. He also said like it's also the way you respond. So like if they see like the fear in your eyes, like
Oh, they're just gonna
they'll
keep
just
digging.
going.
Yes.
To be fair, good. Like you need to know this stuff right away.
Yeah.
It's medical education. There's lots of, you know, criticism of it, but at the end of the day, you have someone's life in your hands and you have to be able to, you know, really take care of them under pressure. So like that's kind of trying to simulate that. Like it sucks, but it's tried and true. It works. I mean, there are some that can be absolute jackasses about. I think there's a right and a wrong way to pimp someone, but
Yeah.
you know, there's a reason that it's still done, and that's my viewpoint. Someone's probably going to argue with me about that, and that's fine.
Oh man. Yeah, so they go to dinner, so it ends up just being Julian and Grace, and the banter turns into flirting. And you can start seeing little sparks.
Yeah, and then they're just so cute.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And then Grace is still having a terrible time. And then we skip to July, and Julian's like, I'm going to go to the apartment pool, and lo and behold, who is there in a bikini?
Oh, yeah. And so this is where they decide that they're going to help each other out because Julian's really good at surgery and Grace is really good at the medicine part. So they're going to help each other out. He's going to help her with like all the cutting and that sort of thing and suturing. Yeah. And she's going to help him with his like flashcards, and it becomes a little bit of a
she like makes him study basically. He's got some pretty bad ADHD, so focusing is hard.
Yeah.
But this is also the time where they're now second year residents and they are taking care of people with no supervision. And Julian has like the terrible first shift on his own. And then he goes to Grace's to study and he ends up just falling asleep on her couch.
Yeah.
And she lets him just sleep there all night.
So then we hit September and they're studying after group therapy. And of course they're like flirting. And everyone's kind of like, oh, okay.
They know. And then she goes to his apartment for a study session and he like
she gets like super jealous about this girl who was in his
apartment. He
like
kind of barely cracks the door. He's like, now's not a good time. And then his it's his sister. And she's like, who's that? And like pulls Grace in and
I feel like his sisters all need a story.
I
book.
yes, they seem
Yes.
hilarious.
So we jump into October and the annual Halloween party.
Not Christmas trees.
Yeah, I know. Here we are in July. Julian's gonna drive Grace because he goes when he gets drunk, he just like says whatever's on his mind and he's nervous that he's gonna say something like that he's really into her.
Right, like, I like you.
Yes. And then there's this ortho resident that Grace has like been texting like just friendly. She doesn't think anything of it. And he's drunk and forces himself on Grace. So then Asher and Julian pull him off, and Julian defends her once again with his fist and hits him.
And she's like super drunk.
Yeah, and she like clings to Julian. Asher's a little bit upset-ish because he's like, oh, that's why she is not into me.
Yeah. This was a very interesting part because like the next morning she like wakes up and doesn't remember
anything. Nothing. Have you ever been so drunk that you don't remember the entire night?
No.
No. Amity's shaking her head.
Maybe.
The whole night?
Not the
And you
whole
don't get
night.
little flashbacks?
Not the whole night, but like my my brain will go fuzzy pretty early.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
And then once I'm reminded of things, I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember that.
She has no recollection, even after
Yeah.
trying to be reminded.
It's like my brain got so out of it, it didn't even try to put anything into long-term memory. Like it just completely shut down. So it like it's hard to like I really have to focus and go and get it. And like even stupid little stuff like what was I wearing? I was definitely sober when I got dressed, but like what did I wear tonight? Like that would be a hard question sometimes. So like I've been like she was, I guess.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. For me, it'll be like, did I brush my teeth? Like that's what I forget. Did I take my contacts off? Oh, I clearly can't see right now.
Yeah, so the bedtime routine that you can do without thinking.
But then yeah,
but,
did I do it?
Yeah. But then there's always like, oh, I did shower. My hair is soaking wet still.
Yeah, exactly.
I completely forgot to dry it.
Right. Or like, look at these pajamas on backwards. Like,
Yeah. So then we jump to the next day, and she's so hungover. Julian comes to check on her, and they end up watching a Twilight movie marathon and cuddle.
Which is so funny because she thinks she, in her head, calls him Edward Cullen from Twilight.
Yeah.
Even though he's not the villain in Twilight. So they're on opposite schedules. So they kind of only see each other at like.
Oh, this part's so sweet. So they're on opposite schedules, but on the same service.
Yeah.
So Julian is covering days, Grace is covering nights, and she's being so nice to him. She will like start rounding for him. So she like sets an alarm at 4:30 to go round for Julian because she knows he hates the medicine part and just wants to cut. And it's just so sweet.
Yeah. And then she tells him about a patient who just came in, but there's a huge language barrier. They don't know what she's saying.
Like weird dialect. And she's like, oh, the patient's gonna need a D&C, like had a miscarriage. So like the patient's in the ICU and they end up taking the patient to the OR. Julian and his attending. It was not a miscarriage.
No, she had the baby 4 days ago.
Retained placenta for 4 days. And like the baby's fine, had the baby at home, and the patient died because she like became so septic and
from the placenta.
Such a sad part of the book.
Yeah.
The like post-op like OB patients that end up coming on our service for something crazy, they're always just so sad. Hate them. But anyway, they finally kiss, and we're at 61% of the book because he goes to her for comfort and he's like losing it.
Yeah. But they do not have sex because she's not ready, but she will not tell him why.
No, but he's so nice. He does not pressure her, but he's going to chase her.
Yes.
Very clear about that.
So one of the residents is pregnant, and so she's going to be out for 12 weeks. So the program is forcing her other residents to cover for all of her ships.
Instead of doing it between all the residents of all the years, like, no, just your co-residents of your year. 4 people splitting all of her ships for 3 months.
Crazy.
Like that's not okay.
And so one of the other residents, Alicia, catches Julian and Grace dry humping in all the room and was like,
She like basically yells at them, like,
Yeah.
what if you had been caught? You know, all these rumors. But then they start actually dating.
Yeah.
But in secret, because she doesn't want anyone to know.
Because the rumors of being part of it.
Yeah.
So we get hit in January, and Grace and Julian are hanging out before group therapy. Both of them start to open up a little bit about their exes. She talks about being called an ice queen.
And then finally she agrees to have sex with him, but then everyone gets there for group therapy. Convenient timing.
And he says, I love you, but she does not say it back, and it like really like
he's thinking hard about this.
It goes.
But why doesn't she say it back?
Because of the stuff with her ex, and that
because when she told her ex, I love you, that's when he
got all weird.
Yeah. Got all weird, yeah. And she said that she feels like the love part is because it like she did all of that stuff because she loved him so much, and she just like doesn't believe in it because it made her like a different person, I guess, kind of. It made her do things that she wouldn't have done generally.
Exactly. But looking like at the end of the book, she looks back and like that wasn't actually love. Like she does come to that conclusion at the end, but it takes her a long time to get there.
So we have February, and Julian he's like thinking about this thing about like how he said I love you, but she won't say it back, and it's like in his mind constantly. So he goes to a bro OBG party, and the guys are just like they're just being gross. One blames Grace for Julian's bad test scores and says that Grace doesn't really like him and she's all about me, 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 me. And Julian like reflects about, and I think Julian knows something that happened. He's like, she's not telling me the whole truth about something.
Yeah.
And she does do stuff for me, and thinks about when she was coming in at 4:30 in the morning. And he leaves the party and goes to Grace and he says, I love you. And she like does not say that.
I know. And then we get to March, and Grace is like, it's from her point of view, and she's so scared to say I love you. And then she does end up saying it after sex, but Julian is asleep.
So
and then we jump to Grace getting like she's on maternal fetal medicine, and like it's just a bad vibe there.
Oh,
like
it was
bitchy
awful
ultrasound texts. The doctors are so mean. It's just bad. And she gets called into Dr. Chen's office because another rumor was started about her, and he's like, we are trying to stop this.
This is inappropriate.
And at this point I'm like, what have you been waiting for? It's been like almost a full 2 years, and
you were like a part of it at the beginning.
I know. I was like, why now? What changed? What's different? So Grace ends up like after this, she is just so broken, and she breaks up with Julian because basically she's like, you don't deserve to have like these rumors take you down to.
You don't know who I really am.
You're gonna resent me one day. It's so sad, and he's heartbroken.
He's like really heartbroken. Like when I was reading this stuff, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so his sister ends up coming to visit Julian and surprises him. And I love the Norman Love chocolate.
It was so fun.
I know, I loved it.
It made me miss them.
Well, Steph.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're leaving tomorrow morning.
No, you're good.
You have all today.
Do not go downtown today on my behalf.
There's one on Park Shore area.
Oh, yes, there is. Well, I do have to pack for tomorrow.
Again, you have all day.
We have to drop the dog at TJ's parents' house.
All I hear is
Bring Amity some chocolate.
Obviously.
I appreciate your forcefulness, Lauren.
Hey, Lord, why you go get it? And then
I mean, what's TJ doing? So to kind of cheer Julian up, Tori takes him to the casino, and Kai and Maxwell are there too. And Julian had ended up like taking with them
like
one of the bitchy nurses that has been super mean to Grace. And like while they're there, talk shit about Grace, and Julian's like, I'm done with you. But this was after he kisses her, and there may have been a picture taken
with
of
her.
Kai that was sent to Grace with them kissing in the background.
In the background.
Right.
Okay, I thought Julian's reaction to the breakup was a little intense. I was like a little like, whoa.
So I didn't, but he doesn't seem to really have made any other close friends besides Grace.
That's true.
Yeah.
He is in a really mentally challenging time of his life. And like she was not only helping him with the, significant investment he made, and he's like not studying well without her, but
Yeah.
she was also his like respite from it too. So like I felt like his reaction was fine.
Yeah. I don't know why. I felt like it was like middle school, like when we were like, my heart is broken into a million pieces. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
But then we jump to like,
I also think because I was reading her mind, like if I knew what she was going through. And so like
Right. You're like, if only he knew too.
yeah, exactly. And I
Of
was
course
like,
he would understand. He's so good.
yeah, give her space, let her
she'll be fine.
she'll be
Yeah.
fine. Show her you care.
if only. That's how this works. So Grace would end up like going home for the weekend, and this is when she got the photo of from Kai, like a picture of him at the casino, like, and with Julian in the background kissing. But around this time, um, they find out that Alicia, or at least Julian finds out that Alicia eloped and married Stephen Langston, who was like on the GME, but stepped back during her like interview rounds, so there wouldn't be like what's the word I'm looking for? Favoritism or
Conflict of interest.
yes. So Alicia's actually the one the rumors were about, and she let them spread about Grace. So rightfully so, Julian's pissed.
And
They're both
Alicia's
pissed.
best friend.
Yes. But Grace doesn't quite know this yet. So she like gets back home, and Dr. Chen emails Grace and asks her to be on the task force to help like combat the toxic work culture and the rumors. It's so sad. But then Grace ends up finding out about Alicia and like texts her. Both Julian and Grace are texting Alicia,
But she won't respond.
not responding. It's like a week, and then they find out it's because she's on her honeymoon. No big deal. And Grace gets done with the shift and finds Alicia waiting at her car, like right when she had gotten back from vacation. Like, you couldn't have done this before your vacation,
Right?
like,
Yeah.
How relaxed were you able to be?
right? Thank you. That's what I'm like. Did you enjoy your honeymoon? Feeling like an asshole?
I mean, I guess she's been feeling like an asshole for 2 years, so it's a pretty normal feeling.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
could not forgive Alicia for this. So they like Grace is rightfully pissed, doesn't trust Alicia, and Grace finally, like after this conversation, figured out like she fucked up breaking up with Julian.
And it was funny because her mom also, when she was with her mom, she was like, "Did you tell him about Matt and everything you've been through?" And she's like, "No." And she's like, "Probably important to tell him so he understands."
Yeah. So Grace just shows up at Julian's door, and initially he's like, "Why are you here?" And then she tells him everything.
And all the trauma that she's been through and that sort of stuff. And
then they're back together. And then we jump ahead to December, year 4. And they're at the
Zoomed way ahead.
Yes. I mean, this was a big jump. So, I mean, because we went from April year 2. So we jumped ahead a lot.
Year 3, what does it matter?
Yeah, it's fine. So hopefully it went better for both of them.
Yeah, I wonder how he did on his test.
I mean, I'm assuming he passed since they have
right, based on this, yeah.
They have like 3 job offers and they haven't picked where they're going. They're living together at this point at a house. And they get back home, like there's a comment from the nurses at the party, like, oh, you guys are such a cute couple, and like invite us to the wedding. And she's like waving her left
Wait, what
hand,
wedding?
like there's no ring. And then they get back home from the party, and she's like walking up to the house and gets a text from Julian. And it's like in the light of day, and he's holding a ring box with a ring. And she turns around and he's on me.
Aw.
That was really cute.
I thought it was so cute. And I appreciated that it was like time after that and
You got your epilogue. You
pregnancy
love this.
trope.
Apparently, they make a cameo in the next book, which is Asher.
Okay.
I was sad I didn't get to figure out where they ended up.
I'm sure. Yeah, I know. Because she was like,
They were debating.
she kept asking me, like, where do you want to go? They had an offer by his family, by her family, and then another one, I think, in Texas. And he's like, you don't realize, like, I'm happy as long as I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, still not making a decision, making the female do it. All right, ladies. Favorite character? Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I.
I enjoyed, at first I thought Asher was an asshole, and then realized that he's actually a very good guy. So I liked him and Julian. I know my least favorite characters.
Yeah.
Favorite character's hard. I I also liked Asher for like comedic relief-ish. But then I kind of like I felt bad for him. And so obviously I don't love a character I feel bad for. But I'm excited to like read the next book and
Yeah.
So
I don't know. This one was hard because I think I liked different characters at different parts of the book. You know, like I liked Julian at the beginning, and then there was like parts of him I was like a little like, okay, come on, dude. Um, but I guess he would probably be my favorite. Grace, I was like, come on, you need to talk, communicate.
that's always our complaint is lack of communication.
Except for the last book.
yeah.
That was like we're gonna compare all communication. Like
So
the Holy
Lauren,
Grail.
what would you rate this book?
Me, I'm gonna go with a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna do 6.5.
I was gonna do 6.5.
Ooh, what's our average, ladies?
Let's see.
6.7 probably.
I don't math well. 6.6
repeating.
That rounds to 6.7.
So, I mean, not our best book, but we enjoyed it. I think we're all excited to read the second one.
And that when does the second one come out next year?
Yeah, next year. We got a while, ladies.
It was an easy summer read.
It was cute. I mean, I enjoyed
I
it.
don't know that I'd say it was easy. Like it didn't flow by. It was not hard,
that
but
were kind of a little more serious, certainly.
Yeah.
But I liked it because of course I could relate to like everything that was going on in the book ish. Some of it
Yeah.
was slightly far-fetched, but like the medicine, I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
yes.
I know this world.
I liked the beginning when it had the dictionary and I was like, oh, I need to screenshot this and save it.
That is funny. I swear, I think we like make up new acronyms every day at the hospital. Sounds fun.
Our next book is called Summertime by Willow Astor. And I've already read this actually. So I'm very curious because it is there's a lot more stuff that happens in this book.
Okay.
And I'm curious
I'm like,
your
I
reactions
think
to
I'm
it.
15% of the way through. We'll talk about it next week, so.
Yes. So
I'm excited to read it.
yes. So because she also has 2 guys. So I'm curious which
Ooh.
you think she's gonna end up with.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Like,
excited.
I don't know how I feel about love triangles. I don't think I like them.
Yes. No, I'll be interested to hear your thoughts.
Yay. Well, you'll hear those thoughts on our next episode. As always, thanks for listening to our reviews, rants, and ramblings. Remember, if you also read this book and review it on Amazon or Goodreads or anywhere else, please include that Schmindel Schmunlimited sent you. And if you wouldn't mind a quick review on your podcast platform, we would be forever grateful. Have a great weekish, and we can't wait to read, review, rant, and ramble about the next book with you. Bye.